you now have to deal with vengeance on the CC.
There's so many overloads that could happen in front of the Fredrin, and you know, it sort of creates a divide for what Team Falcons want.
Yeah.
Now the Arlet has to just constantly find the CC. Now you add more layers to the problem. You have a Kami on Sean once again.
Yeah, and Sean is looking to be one of the more, I would say, top-tier Kami users in our league right now.
Okay, one way you can fix this is you give Ogwyn either Hilda or Hylos. I think one of those two. If you go Grok here, you're just gonna suffer against the CC. Okay, they go for the Badang. That's a good call.
Yeah, still a lot of crowd control here. If you look at the composition here for Team Falcons, it is very, very obvious that they're going in for prolonged team fights, crowd control, and eventually global pressure via this Moskov. But for Twisted Minds, just a lot of artillery damage able to sustain in the front line on this Kalea and this Baksha. A lot of survivability in range for Twisted Minds.
Yeah,
let's go back here.
All for the Beatrix skin.
All for the Beatrix skin in the Land of Dawn, and perhaps one of the most important games in Season 16 Falcons history.
Okay. Slow, steady start for the beginning, and of course, as expected, aggressive trade, but Ogwyn, deep dive cut to check out MP the King's rotation. He showed himself up. Now he's gonna get caught out.
Honestly, I don't agree with that move.
Be careful, Ogwyn. Now the CC's gonna come down.
Okay.
Cyclone, Lansu jumps in, and he'll be able to get away. But that was a deep cut, bro.
Yeah. Deep cut plus a flicker bird as well on the side of Team Falcons. And that just means that for first turtle, it's going to be a flickerless Badang on the end of Team Falcons.
The reason why I don't agree with that move is that it did not accomplish anything for Ogwyn. He basically just had to walk over the jungle of Twisted Minds. Didn't even pressure the Baksha at all. It did force out some movements, but that's just gonna naturally come out from a Kami and a Kalea.
Also have to acknowledge, this is only the second time MP the King played this Baksha this season. First time was that victory earlier in this series.
Maybe just had a lot of reps in the scrims before this week, and honestly speaking, MP the King on utility jungle, it's not looking so bad. We are very used to him using a lot of assassins, but right now, the utility jungle that we've seen from Twisted Minds, and it seems that Nosha will still be able to get that. But the top lane fight here.
Topside Kaltizi getting blasted, and that's actually first blood for Sean. Meanwhile, Flapteezy and Ogwyn seeking to get greeted out, but they get bursted down by Sean. Flapteezy will be up next. Oh, Vengeance, everything. He's trying to make magic, but no, it's just too overwhelming from Twisted.
Brother, if that final slash landed, this timeline would have been different.
Yeah, unfortunately, he didn't have the level 4 yet. He got level 4 right after he died. But Team Falcons, questionable decision there. Why would you fight into a winning XP, a surge of life? Oh, wait.
They have a slight advantage here. Kaloy stops Kaltizi, but Kaltizi takes out too much damage. Final slash yet again by Flap. Well, Lansu, Sean, and MP trying to provide, but the SOD barely misses. Kaltizi trying to hold on to get the retry, and he does, while the rest of Twisted Minds continue to fight into it. Sean on this Kimi is still a massive problem. Ogwyn pops the fist crack, trying to get away from Lansu, and things finally simmer down.
And now Twisted Minds holds a 1.4k gold lead against Team Falcons. You were talking about why Falcons fought that fight, and now on that turtle, they were able to secure it, but it seems that they lost so much.
Yeah, MP died because of the the slashes coming out from Flapteezy, constant vengeances, and he didn't get the retribution in. It was Kaltizi that took down the turtle, but as Renmer mentioned, this Kimi is becoming a big problem. Not rushing the Sky Piercer this time. I think he's going for the what is this, concentrated burst. So more sustain for the Kimi, because there's a lot of spill damage coming out from Team Falcons.
He's 3-0 and 2. We're getting a little bit closer and closer to the time where mids are the carries.
Yeah, and we are already seeing a lot of savages from the mid lane itself. And in terms of damage dealt overall, it's not so far from happening, honestly. The Eve deals a lot of damage right now. The Zushin deals a lot of damage plus crowd control. So right now for Twisted Minds, they're still ahead by 1.4k, and Kaloy waiting for his flicker 20 seconds before that's up, and right before that turtle, they'll be able to have complete battle spells. Same could be said here for Team Falcons.
Okay, he's gonna try something. Final slash. Okay, Sean able to sidestep.
Ouch.
And the punish. Sean on this Kimmy continues to be a problem, and he continues to survive. Remember the name and remember the game. Sean has put himself on the map.
Dude, the way he played it too, like he saw the mark came out, so he tried dodging right before Flap actually used the Vengeance, and then used the first skill the moment Flap dashed in, and then did the sort of like ankle breaker move against the Arrod. Final slash misses from TWIS, and he was stuck under the tower.
Insane play coming in from Sean, and now Twisted Minds trying to take this turtle for themselves.
Okay, zone in. Here comes the Tsunami Slam entry there by Kaloy. He fights Flap TZ. Meanwhile, the fist break, fist crack by Ogwin, stopping the tempo of the deep for Twisted Minds, but Twisted Minds is still fighting. Look at Nosha, look at Sean. Kyle TZ trying to provide damage with the ultimate, but he gets taken down. Still too much damage, still too strong. It's the front line of Twisted.
But it seems that the game here for Falcons is starting to be the split push coming in from Super Marco as he brings out SOD defense with the outplay.
Wait, double stun, not enough damage just yet.
Dude, I was gonna say no way, but Super Marco finds a way.
That is insane angles coming in from Super Marco. Accomplished two things. Not only did he get a turret up top, but he was able to defend the mid lane for a bit more.
Yeah.
And that bit more could be that push that they need in the early game.
Yeah, this is enough, I would say, time bought by Team Falcons. Even though that team fight in the Turtle Pit was kind of horrendous for Team Falcons, Super Marco, again, keeping the game intact for them. Twisted Minds, they still have to send heroes here in the mid lane to take down that mid lane tower.
And in terms of battle spells, Sean and Nosha still has their flickers available already in case a fight breaks out. And meanwhile, for the side of Team Falcons, Ogren will get his flicker up in less than 2 seconds. I feel like this is going to be a free turret on the side of Twisted Minds as we enter the 6-minute mark. It's 40 seconds before we see the final turtle of the game. And it seems that looking at the map right now, Twisted Minds is still able to hold control over this game.
Yep. Roll in from the box shot, trying to find something here in the middle lane. But they're just going to try and scare off Team Falcons. But they find Ogwen.
Finds an angle. That's going to be a Tsunami Slam locked down onto him. He gets a flicker out of there. Meanwhile, final slash, but the damage is still not enough from Falcons. Super Marco needs to back off. Few gets caught out. This Kimmy continues to be a massive headache for Falcons alongside the Granger of Nosha.
100% KP on this Kimmy. Perhaps one of the best Kimmys in Season 16.
Yeah, dude, this is what I've been saying earlier from the draft. Now they get enough momentum. They have a luxury of just picking targets for Twisted Minds. Anybody that shows up near the Kalea would just be taken out. It can be Flap, it can be Kyle DZ, it can be Owen, it can be anybody. Meanwhile, you have Team Falcons. You have to wait for the Moscow to output the damage, but also you need to find that final slash setup. Everything has to be perfect for Team Falcons. That's the problem that they're facing right now.
Yeah. Just goes to show here in the history of MLBB, Kimmy Granger is undefeated. And not statistically, but like the concept together as a whole. This is an old combo from way back. And of course, with Kimmy's readjustment coming back here. Huge fan of Kimmy Granger.
And look at this, very different itemization or item path here on the side of this Kimmy in game number 2. A rush in the Divine Glaive, plus that concentrated energy. Kaloy trying to find an angle. Kyle TZ, significantly low. Here we
Slap
go.
already locked down. CC immune, but they're all linked up together by the curtain call. Final slash again by Flap TZ. Super Marco in the thick of it all, and he's gonna get blasted by Sean. Kyle TZ is gone. Make that 3 down for Falcons, and the wings have been clipped. These Falcons are no longer flying. They're crawling down to earth as Twisted Minds, Sean and Nosha are bulletproof.
Ogwen looking for 10 seconds to save it. And it seems that the shields will buy him that time.
It's 8:30. It's still too early.
It's still too early.
It feels like Twisted Minds is just rolling over the dead body abilities here of Team Falcons. But we did mention this during the draft, so this is a problem for Team Falcons. They will have to wait for the Moscow timing. Problem is, even if you do reach that point, your team fight has to be perfect. Your final slashes has to be perfect. Fredern has to tank so many damage against a CC, a Kalea, a Baksha, Kimi, and Granger. And guess what? You might not even have enough damage because there's 2 damage dealers on the side of Twisted Minds.
And that's scary if you're Team Falcons. And looking back at week 1, the first victory that Team Falcons got in Season 16 was against Aurora. In Game 1, they were down by 10,000 gold. At one point, people thought Falcons were out during that time. But Super Marco on this Moscow pick, able to defend it twice, make that thrice against Aurora Gaming in that Game 1 victory. They were able to come back and get that series for themselves. And right now down by 7,000 gold in a scenario that they cannot lose. Super Marco throws out that SOD, misses the mark. And now Lord is secured for Twisted Minds, and another defense yet to happen for Team Falcons.
So it was nothing but a Hail Mary toss there by Super Marco. Twisted Minds were slowly dragging that Lord take. And once that SOD was seen, that's when they decided to go all out. All right, what are the chances looking here for Falcons Midnight? Because right now it looks very bleak.
I would say if there's any measurements to this game, probably 90 to 10. Like Twisted Minds, 90% of the times you play this game, they're just naturally gonna win. 10% is those situations where Flap lands a beautiful final slash. Super Marco, you know, pushes 2 heroes with a Spirit of Mystery, and then Kyle TZ gets an amazing Appraiser's Wrath. But that's a big ask of this lineup, especially being under 8,000 gold.
Well, with all the momentum in the world, here comes Twisted Minds with a Lord push in the mid lane. Kaloi finds one!
Flicker, Tsunami Slam as well. Flap Daisy brought down really well. That's the Arlot gone. One of the major win conditions that they could use to win it. And time runs out. Space. Ogwen with a flicker. Combo entry. Super Marco in the back with the angle. It's awkward. No damage. Not enough. Falcons can only watch as Twisted has one more minion wave coming in. MP the King taken down. Minions are in. Is it enough? It is not. Falcons survive.
And just in the nick of time, Flap TC is alive. They're able to breathe. One inhibitor turret down. Team Falcons still down by 7k, but they are still not out.
Yeah, MP the King thought game was done.
Yeah.
He was trying to chase Kyle TZ to dissuade the defense from Team Falcons. Unfortunately, both MP and Lansu died, and because of that, they couldn't really push the base of Team Falcons. Both teams might have to wait for the for the next Lord, which is going to be spawning in a minute. Twisted Minds, however, they still have a huge lead, but they have to worry about the scaling of the Moscow. This is still, again, as you mentioned, a Moscow from Super Marco that has turned so many games in the late game.
Yeah, and we're going to wait for equilibrium. I feel like at this point for Team Falcons, time is not their ally, but they're making sure to get as much as time that they can. But 30 seconds from now, that's going to be the next Lord of the game. Twisted Mind still has a clear advantage with the mid lane pushing ever so slightly against Team Falcons. It's going to be a hard task for Falcons to potentially win that team fight unless that big ask coming in from Flap TZ with a beautiful final slash is able to come in clutch for Team Falcons.
Yeah. Slow push built up here on top side. Team Falcons, they will have to address that at some point. They will send the Moskov towards that area. They pop the vision as well. They see 4 members on the side of Twisted Minds in front of the Lord area. Yep. They're gonna have to do this blind, however. They don't see the Lord HP.
Now the Lord just yet. Kaloi already jumped up in the air, but they're not going to be able to get close enough to the Lord. Lansu with the zone out curtain call, and here comes the damage, but Ogwen in the back. Here comes the SOD. It's going to land. Is it finally going to be a turnaround for Falcons? Super Marco not shut down. Flap TZ down. Super Marco still alive, and Team Falcons are fighting into it. Double kill for the bulletproof. MP the King is holding on, but he gets taken out. Triple kill for the man they call Marco.
The Spears of Vengeance come in clutch for Super Marco, and just like what he did in the first victory of Falcons in Season 16, he is able to defend once again against this Lord twice in a row. for Team Falcons.
Amazing angle that he finds with the SOD, jumping outside of the Lord Pit, using the Spear of Misery to take out Nausea. Unfortunately for Sean, he couldn't follow up because he was inside of the Lord Pit as well. And he was being hit by the passive. And Team Falcons, off of that one Lord play, they're able to clinch their way back to this game, now down by just 2,000 gold. Super Marco is getting big.
Equalized at 14 minutes. This was a 9,000 gold lead 5-6 minutes ago. Twisted Minds had all the opportunities to end this game. They were at the cusp of eliminating Team Falcons from this series, but one crucial defense led to another, and now Team Falcons has a valid, a solid chance at winning, at snapping that streak. Let's watch this replay.
Yeah.
Perhaps one of the most clutchest Marco plays in this season.
Yeah, once he goes in, that SOD, and the wall from the Badang, the pick that I said would show up here, coming in big time because it pairs up so well with the Moskov and pairs up so well against teams that you want to try and outsmart in team fighting. This is a pick that I feel like acknowledges,
oh my god,
Twisted Minds. And look, Marco was cold-blooded. He was just like, hey, cool, I did something cool.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold Marco.
It was like, all right, 3 down. Next.
Job's not finished.
Okay, Basha. Oh, I couldn't get it. This is Skype. Wait, is this Skype Piercer on the side of Falcons? No. Okay, there's not.
It's not.
So it was just Few taking down the Basha earlier.
Yeah, no room for error though for both teams. For Twisted Minds, they're currently number 4 in this league, and securing a win against Team Falcons might just be able to secure a better position entering the next few weeks of MPL.
Yeah, we have to acknowledge though, Twisted Minds has been in this situation many times this season. There's a reason why at some point they were ending the week's top 1, why they were eventually able to defeat Onyx in a series that Sensui was playing the jungle at. This team is so good from the clapback, and if you discount Twisted Minds, if Falcons overstep and they cannot get Sean and Nausea, this story is going to end with them losing this. They need to respect Twisted Minds' ability to make a comeback.
This is going to be the 3rd Lord of the game. Team Falcons already setting up around their purple buff, but a big group up here coming in for Twisted Minds. Still no immortality here for MP the King, and this might just be the most important Lord for Kyle TZ to be able to secure here. And they're going to hold it down for them this time around. Few sent out to clear out the mid lane. This is going to be really hard to keep them in balance, but they do find Lansu, but that's not going to land so far.
Guys,
another reset on the Lord.
There's a Wind of Nature in the Kimi, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Adjustments, bro.
Oh, it's quick adjustment there by Sean. Let's see if the Wind of Nature, the wind chance, going to come in big time. Ogren with the conceal already. Spotted out by Lansu. Twisted Minds still slowing things down. Want to acknowledge it. They take away a big resource from Ogwen. Entry. Few gets caught out. TC immune, but he survives. Crimson Beacon as well. But look at the Lansu into the back. But the turnaround might be real. It's Ogwen, but Sean lives. Kyle TC tries to go to him. Marco with the wind chant. Marco trying to hold on. Lansu with a kill out to Flap TZ. MP the King going after Marco. Few helping Marco survive.
A 2-for-2 trade, and nobody takes the Lord. The jungler for Twisted Minds is still alive, but Kyle TZ is out for 25.
Dude, this is becoming a marksman battle between these 2 teams. Unfortunately, there's 2 on the side of Twisted.
Yeah.
So the odds are still stacked against Team Falcons here, even though the game has equalized. We've hit equilibrium for both sides. It's just that Twisted Minds, they output more damage, and they also negate more damage because of the couple of the blade armors on the lineup of Twisted Minds. But again, these angles that they keep finding on Team Falcons are what's holding this game. That jump from Ogwen allowed Kyle TZ to snipe the Granger with just one Appraiser's Wrath.
And entering this next Lord fight, this might just be the biggest shot for both teams to end it all. It's going to be an Evolved Lord now, come 18 minutes. And looking at the immortalities right now, you mentioned the Wind of Nature on this Kimmy. We're yet to see that in big action as of now, but Twisted Minds now going to hold this Lord, this Evolved Lord that snubs everything else, that wants to end the game.
Look at Marco though.
Marco on the other side.
He's providing space. Falcons getting zoned out here by Lansu. A one-man zone out by Lansu. This CC has saved it for Twisted. Marco, it lands onto Nausea. Nausea crown. Immortality also built up, but the double stun. Oh, Marco. Kaloy Kaloy goes in. Marco survives.
Sean.
But look at this Kimmy still fighting. Falcons alive. Double for Marco.
And they're gonna clear out this Lord. 5 people still alive for Falcons. They have waited 4 weeks for this moment. Half HP on this Lord. Marco in the clutchest ever he has been. But 30 seconds left on Lansu. Twisted Minds could still be able to defend this.
He wanted to cut it.
What are you doing here, MP?
This might be a massive error. Why would he try to cut it? Why is he trying to buy time? What for? He pulls attention. He gives a kill. Is this going to be worth it, MP the King?
Why did you have to go out? The waves were far pushed in to the side of Team Falcons. That's a waste of a hero over on the side of Twisted Minds. They're still going to have 4 members though, but top and mid, they're going to get shoved.
But this is... But I feel like with what MP King did, 4 people now still alive, defending against Team Falcons. The Lord was in their favor, which meant that Falcons couldn't get anything out of it.
Multiple carries. The fact that Falcons are dealing with multiple carries, it's still too tough of a mountain to climb. They are slowly climbing it, but even though they spend so much to get multiple kills, as long as either the Kimmy or the Granger still stands, they cannot end it.
Yeah, and because of that, Team Falcons for the first time ever in this game has felt that they are in the lead with the gold lead going to their favor.
Not the Cloud, not again. Final slash, but the entry by Kaloy. He finds the mark, but Super Marco able to get away. Everything King decides to go after Super Marco.
Oh, the vengeance!
Kyle, Ogwen, find Kaloy, find Sean in the back.
That's out there.
SOD lands. Super Marco gets the kill onto Sean, while Marco still alive. Tight. Flaps easy with a final slash.
And they're gonna continue the onslaught, and they finally take them down. It is a wipeout for Team Falcons, and the drought is finished. It descended for the Falcons' nest.
Moskov is a hero, often connected with comebacks and redemption. When you thought their flight has ended,